Hey guys, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss about the Harappan society and the development of its understanding so far. Archaeologists generally use certain strategies to find out whether there were social and economic differences amongst people living within a particular culture. These include studying burials and luxurious articles. At burials, the dead were generally laid in pits, and there were differences in the way the burial pit were made. However, we cannot say that these variations be an indication of social differences. Some graves contain pottery and ornaments, perhaps indicating a belief that these could be used in the afterlife. Jewelry has been found in burials of both men and women, but on the whole, it appears that the Harappans did not believe in burying precious things with the dead, and so possibly they don't differentiate amongst themselves. Another strategy to identify social differences is to study artifacts, which archaeologists broadly classify as utilitarian and luxurious. The first category includes objects of daily use made fairly easily out of ordinary materials, such as stone or clay. Archaeologists assume objects were luxuries if they are rare or made from costly, non-local materials or with complicated technologies. And when we study the distribution of such artifacts, we find that rare objects made of valuable materials are generally concentrated in large settlements like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and are rarely found in the small settlements. So that means these towns are luxurious from the rest. But where all these artifacts and crafts are made, Chanudaro is a place which is exclusively devoted to craft production, including bead making, cell cutting, metal working, seal making, and weight making. There are varieties of materials used to make beads, and techniques for making beads differed according to the material. Specialized drills have been found at Chanudaro, Lothal, and more recently at Dholavira, which suggests the finishing work of the crafts are done there. Nageswar and Balakot are settlements near the coast which were specialized centers for making shell objects, including bangles, ladles, and inlay. It is likely that finished products such as beads from Chanudaro and Lothal were taken to the large urban centers such as Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. In order to identify centers of craft and production, archaeologists usually look for the following: raw materials such as stone nodules, wholesales, copper ore, tools, unfinished objects, rejects, and waste material. In fact, waste is one of the best indicators of craft work. For instance, if cell or stone is cut to make objects, then pieces of these materials will be discarded as waste at the place of production. As is obvious, a variety of materials was used for craft production. While some such as clay were locally available, many such as stone, timber, and metal had to be procured from outside and alluvial plain. Terracotta toy models of block carts suggest that this was one important means of transporting goods and people across land routes. Riverine routes along the Indus and its tributaries, as well as coastal routes, were also probably used. The Harappans procured materials for craft production in various ways. For instance, they established settlements such as Nageswar and Balakot in areas where sale was available. Another strategy for procuring raw materials may have been to send expeditions to areas such as Khetri for copper and South India for gold. These expeditions established communication with local communities. Mesopotamian texts datable to the 3rd millennium BCE refer to copper coming from a region called Magan, perhaps a name for Oman. We have evidences for the Harappan exchange and trade with Oman. Other archaeological finds suggestive of long-distance contacts include Harappan seals, weights, dies, and beads. In this context, it is worth noting that Mesopotamian texts mention contact with the regions named Dilimun, probably the island of Behran, Magan, and Meluha, possibly the Harappan region. They mention the products from Meluha, carnelian, lapis lazuli, copper, gold, and varieties of wood. It is likely that communication with Oman, Bahrain, or Mesopotamia was by sea. Mesopotamian texts refer to Meluha as a land of seafarers. Besides, we find depictions of ships and boats on seals. So, the society of Harappan is largely studied on the basis of the archaeological findings of crafts and artifacts. And also, this led us to conclusion that although we did not found any kind of differentiation in burial grounds, but the production of these artifacts and crafts also suggests that the life in the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa was luxurious. Even the town planning of the citadel and the lower town suggest the same. So that's it for today, and we will look into the other topic in the next class.